Hello, this is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin. It is every second Friday, the second time, which means it's been a month again. But we are here again to play The Unwanted. Apparently, the universe has taken the title literally and decided that it doesn't want us to play. But we're squeezing another one in here. But before we do, I got to introduce some peoples and talk about some stuff. We're using Roll20 as our virtual tabletop of choice. And now the peoples. Let's do this because it's been a while. Playing William Sanguish for us. Villas, thank you for joining us. Where can we find you? What else are you doing?
Yeah. On the off chance I do get the stream, you can find me at twitch.tv/villavillas. Hopefully I'll also get some stuff over on YouTube under the same name. When I'm not here, I am unfortunately working, and that's always fun.
Ooh, I know you're a better actor than that. I've seen you, but, but thank you. Next, Scarred Adventurer. Hello.
Hello, I am the Scarred Adventurer. When I'm not here, I am working on Bravely Broken, and oh god, so much stuff.
And we'll leave you to your reverie. Next, from faraway places, the Doom Donkey. Thank you for joining us. What are you up to?
Hi, yes. If you find me at my own Twitch channel, the Doom Donkey, where I'll occasionally play games, usually grand strategies. Lately, I've been doing a bit of chivalry as well because I like hitting things with axes, so that's always good fun.
Nice.
But, yeah, you can find me over there.
Any plans on playing Victoria 3?
Oh, I've been playing the crap.
Oh,
out of
have you?
Victoria
I have heard it referred to as the world's most beautiful spreadsheet. Would you?
Oh, absolutely. It's
okay.
Hang on, I've got 107 hours in that game, and I have no idea how the hell it works.
Oh, thank you. That's the rave review I was looking for. It's off the wish list as soon as we're done tonight. I have this horrible history of going, I love those games, and then getting them and going, I hate these games. So they all end up with 45 minutes of playtime.
Half the time I'm like, okay, I'm making money. Okay, now I'm basically bankrupt. I'm like, what have I done wrong? I haven't changed anything. Then suddenly I'm like, hang on, I'm making money again. I didn't do anything.
Yeah. And that particular one has got the added bonus of you essentially having colonized the world as your mission. So there's that sort of underlying element of guilt that goes along with it all.
Yeah.
But thank you. Thank you for joining us from tomorrow. Which brings us around to Cara Sophia, the player, the actor of Aldith, and the busiest person I know. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm producing the Thursday night show here, and I'm playing every other week here. Yep. And I'm running the game at Daddy Warbucks channel on Saturday afternoons. We're doing Rime of the Frostmaiden there, and I do Minecraft streams Tuesday and Thursday lunchtimes and Sunday with my peeps. Mm-hmm. And I think those are the only things I do that are streamed or publicly available.
That's all that's on the list, so let's go with that.
Yeah.
And schedule on Twitch be damned, because I haven't updated it yet, and I just realized that. We are now here streaming 5 nights a week. Wednesday, Thursday, we have two very different D&D campaigns going. On Fridays, we're alternating one-shots and this. And then on Saturdays, we've got a couple episodes. They got a while left to go. On the Harlequin Redux, which is our Tiny Frontiers take on an old Shadowrun campaign. And then Sundays, we've got 2 episodes left of Dark Side of the Dodecahedron, which is a weird little bit of business. You should go watch that. It's so much fun. I really enjoyed writing it. And
how do you know how many episodes you have left?
Because there are precisely 7 episodes in that story, no matter what they do.
Okay.
You see the titles. It's the 7 Ages of Man. I described it last week as Shakespeare's 7 Ages of Man if Shakespeare was on drugs when he wrote it. So yes,
okay.
They've got, and I'm very nice to them because the next section is actually dotage in the original bit of poetry, and I've decided to call it retirement. There's a difference there, and then the last one is death, and it's been weird so far. Wait till we get to that one. Anyway, my point is 5 nights a week and more coming, because as soon as that's done, we're starting another long-ish campaign using the Stars Without Number as the system for that. That's going to be run by another one of our members. I get to play in that one instead of running it, so I'm very much looking forward to that. That's going to take our Sunday night slot. And we've got a number of one-shots coming up, including the 22nd of November. Our very own Bat Kyle is going to run Deadlands for us. I'm contractually obligated, sorry, every single freaking time. But it's going to run a one-shot of Deadlands for us. If it goes well, we're going to turn it into a campaign. So tune in and make it go well, so I get to play a mad scientist for a long time in that one, because I'm in that one too, because I'm allowed. And other stuff coming. Lots more stuff coming. So stay tuned. Oh, including, I knew there was one more. On the 19th, 15 days from tonight, we will be part of a charity event to help raise some money for the GSAs in Alberta. For those that don't know, that's the Gay Straight Alliances the students and teachers have put together to try and get these kids the same rights as the kids that have not come out as being anything other than straight. Yes, it still happens even in Canada, and yes, we need to fix it. So we're going to raise some money and get some stuff done over there. That's on the 19th, so tune into that as well. That one, you can donate money to make my job difficult. I was going to say miserable, but that's not true. The more difficult you make it, the more fun I have. So you've all seen it before. The standing order that night is going to be the same as it is. You can add an NPC to this game upcoming for $10 that I have to put in, as long as you can define it in one sentence in chat. And I have to put them in the game, and I have to make it make sense. That's one of the things. We'll also do like bonus rolls and all that, all the standard money raising stuff. I know we've done a lot of these in the last little while, and I know, yeah, but we're going to ask for a little bit of money again November 19th, and we'll see how it goes. It isn't just going to be us. We're part of a charity group that's streaming that night, but we will be the only group that's doing an actual TTRPG. Everybody else is streaming like Resident Evil and Swamp Rancher or whatever it's called. Yeah, all that stuff. So anyway, that's all coming up. Stay tuned for that. But first, here and now, it's been a month since the question was asked. How would everyone feel if I attacked the party? That is good player communication, and we agreed that it's a go. So with no further ado, I guess we need initiative from the three of you that are there, and then we know William is going first, so we'll just start at that point on the initiative tracker. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
You went and rolled before I deleted the tracker. Hang on.
Oh, nice. My bad.
River
Oh, sorry.
volunteers.
I wrote that.
I know you're in a hurry. I won't say why. But there you go. Please do. Please go ahead. And yeah, go ahead and put that 18 back in after you roll.
No, I roll with advantage. Oh, that's not a legit roll. And that's a crit 1, so fair enough.
Oh dear. Okay. And we're still waiting for Lucas.
Yeah, give me 5 seconds. I rolled something, but
It's failing to display.
yeah, it said 17, but that's about
17. Okay. Let's add you.
Yeah, William gets the surprise round essentially.
Yeah.
It's the Spanish Inquisition that no one saw coming.
I mean, knowing how Tathland's going to react to this, I feel like getting to crit 1 makes 100% sense for this as well.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, we're going to start with William because they were the one that turned around and spun. So,
All right.
all
so
three of
as-
you are bleeding and to various degrees.
as we go it and finally defeat this giant hulking mechanical monstrosity. William, who's been in a rage for so long, he just turns over and looks at
Lucas?
Lucas. Yes, I
There it
can't.
is.
I mind blanked on the name for a second. He looks at Lucas, and Lucas, who had removed his mask, and is this giant, swirling, almost eldritch kind of visage there. And William is just interpreting it as a monster, and he is going to go and turn around and swing his axe with a reckless abandon.
So with advantage, giving up advantage on the retrack or on the restrike. Okay, here we go. I'm nervous. None of these are my
I
characters.
sent that to myself. That was a 25 to hit.
Okay.
Oh no, it does.
Yeah.
20 slashing damage
Mm-hmm.
plus 3 damage from rage,
Yep.
and then 10 radiant damage.
So 33 total
30.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, yes, I am on all now. I am going to attack again.
What does this look like? I mean, we just saw the first one, but as you roll the second one, when we can all see it, what do these attacks look like?
You see William, his go is covered in gore and viscera. His hair is matted to his face, and he goes and turns, and as he looked at Lucas, he doesn't even distinguish friend from foe. It's just another body that needs to be cut down. And he goes and swings his axe, and I imagine he kind of like gets Lucas on the side. It's like a surprise.
Yeah.
And as Lucas kind of like twitches over for a second, he just brings the axe back and goes for a second swipe, as though for like a tree to
Yep.
to fell it.
Oh, yeah. I know that sound when you hit a tree, the whole tree goes, yeah.
There'll be a
Making us wait.
23.
23.
Yeah.
Is that you? Yeah. Okay, so that's 31.
Yeah, that takes me out.
plus- Oh, so 31 plus puts you down. Okay.
Oh, that was quick.
Well, they were beat up. They fought that big robot.
Yeah, it's like-
Uh,
I mean,
And still,
all
not to
getting
mention-
all the-
I'm not even where I can sit and see it and shrug. I mean,
not to mention that was 64 points of damage in 2 swings. So, is there anything left? He's down.
Yes. As William swings his axe a second time, and we'll say like the momentum of it just kind of like tosses Lucas to the side for a second. He's in fight mode right now.
Yeah.
And he looks around and he happens to see Tathlan right there, and he is going to step over Lucas's body. And because I brought a creature down to 0 hit points with one of my swings, as a bonus action, the Great Weapon Master, I get to make another attack.
Yep. This is going to take, a hell of a shot to put him out. I don't think he can. Well, maybe if you crit. I shouldn't say anything. I shouldn't say anything.
28 to hit.
Actually, yes, I think that will hit me.
23 points of damage.
you should have stayed in the other room
23.
eating your meal.
Did he get that extra 10? What was that extra 10 for in the first one?
It's radiant damage because he's a zealot, I believe.
Okay,
Yep.
because that's not included on here. Was that only on the one attack?
No, it's only for the
Oh,
first attack.
okay.
Only
gotcha.
first attack each round.
So much to remember. That's why I don't play 5e anymore.
Because like
This is
Tathlan
why I
and
keep a
Lucas
cheat
sort of
sheet.
like halfway through a bit of dialogue at the start of this as well. We're kind of like talking to each other, like, yeah, we're gonna
So
have that.
that's-
And then just suddenly just chop. Tathlan just is like completely like taken aback at first, and then seeing you come, you see a bit of a smile on his face, like, as he's going to get like grab his swords out. Yeah, the axe just completely crashes down, and Tathlan kind of like recoils about like not being quite ready with how much force that was going to actually hit him.
For a grand total, because I've been keeping track, 1 round, 87 points. Tathlan.
Okay, I'm glad I'm in the other hallway. And
Yeah,
not anywhere,
these guys,
not
you guys are-
anywhere close to this.
you guys have been waiting
Okay.
to release this violence on anything I put in front of you, and you turned it on yourselves. So
Tathlan just is like, how interesting. And then yes, both swords come out in an absolute flurry of strikes as I do my 4 attacks on him.
yep.
And you recklessly attacked, did you not?
Yes, you
Yes,
have all
4 with
advantage.
advantage.
All 4 with advantage. Let's do this, shall we?
Okay. Wow. This could be very, very, very close.
24, 26, 25, and a 23.
All of them hit.
All right, so yeah, it's just like
26,
see,
40.
and then it's like we'll absolutely come back when it's flowing, just kind of spinning around as he's doing these strikes, kind of dancing around, trying to like dance
58.
around, keep it out of the way. 58 points of damage.
58 total points of damage.
It's like, and you know what Tathland
Halved,
still has
right?
available? Yeah, half
Yes.
because
Yeah.
you'd be a barbarian. So that'll be
Still.
20. Why no?
58 makes it
29.
29 points of
29.
damage.
And then, because I
Gotta
hadn't
be
used it
pretty
yet,
close.
guess who has an action surge
Oh, wow.
for another 3 more strikes? Says boom, bam,
Oh.
bing.
Two down.
For a 31,
Oh,
31, and another 31.
Those
wow.
all hit.
36 more points, right? No, sorry. 42 more points.
7 hits. Wow.
30
Yeah,
and
42
12,
more
yeah,
points,
42.
halved, obviously.
Which even half brings it down exactly to 0.
Oh, really?
So that's for those keeping track at home. You did 100 points of damage.
Not that it's a competition versus his
But it kind of, yeah, it kind of is. Kind of literally is. And are you at 0 then?
I am.
I know you're
but
looking for Stone's
but-
Endurance or some kind of
Relentless
stuff.
Rage, I need to make a con save.
Is?
DC 10, which, oh, that shouldn't have been an advantage. But it was 18 for the first one anyways. I instead go to 1 hit point.
Okay.
As like Tathland just completely absolutely slicing and dicing right now, you can see that like Tathland himself thinks that like this last kind of strike's gonna do it, and he like stabs right into the side of the gut and just like does a bit of a smile expecting you to drop, but you just don't. And he's like, strength, I like it, and then pulls the sword out, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay.
Given where I am,
Yes.
would I hear that this is very different?
Yes. I'm just gonna give you that. This is Titans colliding. I mean, between the two of them, they just did 187 points of damage in 6 seconds.
Yes.
So yes.
Okay, so may I roll initiative?
You absolutely can. Yes. I was gonna slide you in right here actually.
Because I'm not
yeah,
as far
at
away
0,
as I
yeah.
might think.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Elfed.
Oof.
I selected.
There you go, 13. It's perfect. Actually, that is right here. Actually, no, we got Lucas
After
to do
Lucas
a death
does
save.
a death
yeah.
save.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, a death save or other thing that you can do, Lucas? I don't know what Bally's can do at this level.
Nothing.
Okay, roll a death save then. Roll a big
Yeah,
one.
2.
Roll a 20. You pop back up.
Oh
2?
no.
7. So, yeah. 1 fail. Aldith. Actually, hang on a second. 1 fail. Lucas. The god that made you make the promise is looking down at you judgmentally. You take the energy to tell them what you really think of them, and that causes you to sort of
I'll take another death save.
miss it. No, not right away. We're explaining this one. But that moment that you see them and you rage at them instead of taking care of yourself, that's what keeps you from making this death save.
It's not even a rage. It's just a
Just
tired.
it's a focus. Yeah, yeah.
It's not a focus. It's just a tired. I'm done with this. I
Yeah.
am just.
Yeah.
Nothing seems to go my way. I'm having a time.
A bad planet. Yes. Aldith, what are you doing?
I'm going to take note of this
Mhm.
difference.
Mm-hmm.
And if you would please move me 90 feet in the direction I would go based on what I'm hearing.
I certainly can do that. I'm going to measure that first before
Because I've got, thanks to my level up, I now have cunning action dash. So I can
Okay, wow. Yeah,
I
get-
can move all
I'm going to
3.
move you in stages because you get through this door that was right in front of you and pop out into this open area here, which you can see
Okay.
you've been here. This is where you came in.
Yeah.
You guys went the other way, but this time the noise is from the north. So you get up here to this door.
Yeah.
And you can hear it's on the other side of the door. You still have another 30
I'm
feet of movement.
going, yeah, I'll go through.
So just hit it. The door slams. This is a big door. It just pops straight up. like a hangar
Okay.
door.
Okay.
And then you can get, if you choose, you can get to there. That close. And you can
And
see them
they
at the end
are
of
way up
Way
there, and
up
there's no
there.
longer that barrier thing.
this. No, it's not there. Yeah, that is correct.
The barrier
Okay.
has been sufficiently
It has been
exterminated.
reduced in the
Yes, I
military
recall
sense.
Okay, so that's my turn.
It's a real unwanted episode because Lucas is unconscious.
Yeah.
Ow.
I'm kind of getting sick of that.
It hasn't been a meme in a while. It's been like levels. Yeah. Anyway, I debarriered the barrier. Yes, they did. So that gets you. That's all your everything's, right? That's your move and your action
Yep.
and your.
Yep. Yep.
Excellent.
Move, bonus, and action. Yep.
William, 1 hit point and a surprise Tathlan.
Tathlin, after laying into William, slicing and dicing and poking, William, you just see almost a relished smile on his face as this is battle. This is what he longs for. This is what
Yep.
he lives for. And bringing his axe up over his head, he swings it down towards you.
Yarg.
Oh, time for Tathlan to take some serious damage. 25 will hit.
And that is a
That's 35.
35.
Yeah. So far.
And then he'll bring his axe down, and you see he it like swings so hard it like clops into the floor, and you see him just grip his arm and like
Yeah.
rip it upward.
Oh, use that tension that you build up before it pops free. Oh, ow. Yep. You better roll well after having that great of an idea. 24. That's probably enough.
Another
Another
27 points of damage.
Yeah.
26.
26 more.
26.
So that's 61
Yes.
total so far.
As it's like rips down, you can see Tathlan. He hasn't not taken this kind of like damage for quite some time. You just like see as the blood cuts, he like licks his own shoulder as he's like and spins his swords around, going ready for another strike.
Yep. He's still
Unless you've got
standing.
more supplements
And
I'm still standing.
William, got anything left?
That's it.
Just bam, bam, and he kind of,
Alrighty.
You guys are looking at each other. There.
Yeah, the swords spin
Interesting.
around, and you can see Tathlan kind of like focus on that. He thought that you were going to go down on the last strike, but you can see he's going to do a bit more precision strikes to this one. He's got a bit of a purpose with it, but we'll see what actually happens.
It's all
And
still
was that
at
another reckless
advantage
attack?
too. So
Also at advantage, and lovely. 1, 2,
Please do them one at a time. Ooh, okay.
Oh no, I'll 2 crits in that one.
All right. So
Let's start at the top,
24. Immediately, I have to make a con save because I went down to 0 again
yes.
with the
Oh,
first
you'd
one.
have to make on each one of these technically. So
Yep, because I go down to 0.
Yep.
Yeah, so honestly, the damage isn't even relevant, despite the fact that
No.
both those crits add an extra 16 points of damage.
So I
they
have to
also
make a-
count as 2 death saves if he goes down, or 2 failed
have-
death saves, right?
So he's
He's done if
depending on
yeah.
what he rolls, we'll see how
Okay.
it goes.
17 saves the first one.
Now it's 20 for the second one.
Oh, it goes up by 10.
It goes up by 5 each time. Oh, that's a
Alright.
fail.
So he goes to 0. But with my rage beyond death,
I
having
love
0
this.
hit points doesn't knock me unconscious. And with persistent rage, I don't lose rage unless I'm unconscious.
As lovely
Nuts.
fucking zealots.
Yeah.
That's what this subclass is for.
Yeah.
As like first strike kind of like goes into the gut, second strike you can see kind of like slices across the neck, and just the Tathlan's like you can see he's almost like about to precision go for like your arm, and then just seeing like you just don't drop, and you just like Tathlan wait, and then you just fucking he goes for a nice good slice all the way down your arm, trying to. And what you can see he's trying to do, because he's trying to be a bit more precise, he's trying to cut your arm in such a way that he's throwing the blood at Lucas, like onto the armor,
Hmm.
trying to feed the armor.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so he's like one strike. I mean, I feel like I can get away with this because it was 2 criticals. But yeah, it's like one strike across the arm, like aiming it. Like you see, he's trying to tear your arm away from your axe and like send the blood into this certain direction. And then seeing that you still don't go down, he goes again, like across the leg, and this time like cuts up. Like
Yeah.
it cuts up and then does the same kind of thing, trying to throw the blood away, and just seeing you not go down. How interesting. And you're gonna see him just he's gonna run.
I do have to. So we got the first two.
Yeah.
You
gonna say, you're
got
not
me
quite
to
done yet.
0.
Yeah.
I'm still up. You go and attack. I'm not unconscious, so I don't think you get.
Oh,
You
so
do get
you'd
the
still
crit.
take-
Yeah.
Oh, so you do still take the death saves.
Yes, you still has to make death saves.
Ooh.
But he's
Wow.
conscious, so you have to knock
sorry.
him. You still haven't knocked him out, so it's not an automatic damage because it's a crit,
yeah,
but it is
yeah.
a crit. So you still get knocked to. Well, you
two
got to
crits.
get knocked to 0 again. So I guess you make that roll for a third time.
What? Okay, so question,
Uh-huh.
and
This is
I'm
starting to
wondering
make
how
no
we're gonna
sense.
do this.
Yeah.
So he does crit me. I guess I would do the death saving throws. Would relentless rage, where I get to make a con save, still take effect? Because he has hit me, and I would be below 0.
Dead.
I
Yeah,
thought
so actually,
the
how
I'll
this
post
I
it
feel like how this
again.
works is that as soon as your rage ends, you're technically dead. But you
Yeah, but
since
until then, you're
raging,
still
you're
still
alive.
moving. You're
Yeah.
still
Actually, you know what?
animated.
But that
Tathland
means he's-
doesn't.
my understanding of
way.
it was that with relentless rage, not relentless rage, but rage beyond death. The fact you don't go down and the persistent rage continues having you be enraged. Even then, I feel like you would just be taking 2 death fails with the extra attacks that were dealt to
Yeah,
you.
so
Yeah.
he's taking the death fail. So
They're
he
not,
like
but they're
because I hit
not
him
2
twice.
each because he's not unconscious, so they don't count as doubles. So yeah, so 2 death fails to save fails for the last 2 shots. Yep, that's
Well-
And he
teamwork
had
making the
one.
death work.
Uh,
Did you already have one? No.
no,
Is that what you? Oh, I thought that's what you said, Cars.
No, oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
No, that's
That was
Lucas that's got
Lucas who
one.
had it.
Okay, so we're at
Yep.
2
Well-
death failures. Then,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how we do it. Yeah.
okay, Tathland doesn't
not-
actually.
Tell us about your magical thing that stops that too, because
Zealot barbarians, man. They
Yeah.
just keep going.
nasty shit. Yeah. I believe. Like it's like Keith
That's why-
Richards. You're just unwilling to accept that you've been dead for 12 years.
I was gonna have that Tathland starts like running away from this, but I'm retroactively saying that's not what he does. Seeing
Yeah.
that you just like clearly you've got wounds that you should be like Tathland's like you should be down.
Yeah.
It's such strength, and he instead sheathes his weapons. And
Yeah.
you can see he's going to grab something out of his backpack, but
And
that'll
at
be the
that
end of my
moment,
turn.
you notice Aldith coming through the big doors at the end of the room.
Tathland completely.
Yeah,
misses the-
just to make
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
does
he
not
would.
give a shit about.
Yeah,
Albert.
I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, wanted to make sure. Lucas, a second save.
Let's see. Does that come before my turn?
Yes.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
13 and he's at 17.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah,
give
yeah.
you, with the spattering of blood towards you, I will give you advantage on this.
Okay.
I don't even know if you can roll a death save with advantage, but you can now. Ta-da! So,
I'm rolling everything through D&D Beyond, so I always forget how to add advantage to this. I'm just gonna roll twice.
Shift.
twice,
Shift is
yeah.
advantage and control is
Oh.
disadvantage, or alt is disadvantage, or something like that.
Oh, lovely. And
yeah,
yes,
shift and
then
it turns
nat
into
20.
a green plus.
and that, there you go.
He's up.
There you also pop back at 1 hit point, and you hear the laughter
All
of the
the-
gods. You hear the laughter
that
of one
plus
particular
zero.
god, and just as you come back, your heart starts again. You hear in that heartbeat, believer, believer, believer. But you're back.
Believer?
Believer.
Oh, believer.
Yes.
I think the words that immediately escape Lucas is can I have one? It's not going to be an attack action.
Yes. It's actually, yeah, I mean, well, technically it's the end of your turn, so you can have a free action. What do you want to do?
I'm going to lay on hands
Is
and
that
just heal myself up.
Yeah, unfortunately, the death save is at the end of the thing. How much have you got left
Yeah.
to play on hands?
53.
Yeah, I'm going to make you wait till your turn. just
Yep,
because that's a
I'm
major
gonna
thing.
die
Yeah.
in between then.
I don't know. I don't think you will. We'll see. Either way, you're back to
Okay,
zero. You're back to
William's a bit
zero
distracted.
fails on your death saves because you're conscious. So you can
Yeah.
clear that. Eldest.
It is.
Okay.
I think it clears the second
10,
I
20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I'm going to use my action and my movement to do that, to move to here.
Okay. I looked away for
Yeah,
a
where
split
I'm-
second and you were gone. So I had to search around
Yeah,
this gigantic
I'm
room to
over
find
here
you. Yeah.
because
Yeah, I
I'm
got you.
over here where I can peek out, but I have some cover and I'm not obvious to the guys.
Yep.
And I am going to use my bonus action to trigger the Eldritch Claw tattoo to invoke it.
Yeah. So, up it comes. And it starts to glow. William,
Well, wispy purple black.
you are standing there. You are almost literally a dead man walking. What do? You
Will
have
say,
to stay raged. You have to. Like, that is the only thing keeping you awake.
Practically alive at this point.
Yeah.
yeah. Will say that as William goes and like the axe that was stuck in the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and William went and grabbed it and like shoved it up with such tremendous strength that he has, like, and his hands are so slick with blood and whatnot.
Yeah.
His axe actually, as he flings it up, flings out of his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And as he sees Tathlan before him, who stowed away his weapons, William still in this kind of like rage, because I think we're on 12 rounds
Yep.
of rage right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Somewhat.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
This is the
Thank
third
God he's a
combat
dumpier,
on the
otherwise
same
he'd have a
rate.
heart
Yeah, I don't know
attack.
how Dumpier is, what their equivalent of adrenaline is, but you are measuring yours in buckets at this point.
He reaches out with his hands and grabs Tathlan, and you see as he just his this mouth that he has and this wide grin, and his canine teeth are just elongated, and he reaches out to go to bite you.
Ooh.
Can I'm gonna have to ask if both of you are gonna allow this, because can I do a dexterity saving throw for this? I'll still get grabbed, but what Tathlan was actually reaching for was some of that dragon meat, and he was going to grab it and shove it into Lucas's mouth. And
Okay.
so he's going for this bite.
Yeah.
Tathlan was trying to like quickly react and get, instead of him biting Tathlan, get the meat in the way, and so he bites that instead.
Well, yeah, because you'd have to grapple him to do this. So yeah, that would be. But because of the way that, yeah, so I'm going to allow either acrobatics or athletics on both sides of this. Normally, as grapple, you can only use athletics, and that's always bugged me. Because
Grapple, you can use athletics or acrobatics.
usually
Yeah,
only to defend, isn't it?
To defend,
Yeah.
you can do both, but he's basically saying that you can use acrobatics.
You can use that as an attack if you choose. I think you're strength based anyway, but it's always bugged me because grapplers, I mean, they're strong, but they don't need to be tremendously strong to pull your arm out of its socket if they do it at the right angle. That's much more about dexterity.
Judo, yeah.
It's also one
but
of those
still.
things of if you use their momentum against themselves.
But either way, you can both use either.
Yeah,
Who's
my
rolling
chances against that? I don't have
first?
a great acrobatics.
I want the defense to roll first. Actually, Tathline, roll first. So give us that acrobatics or athletics.
Acrobatics 18.
18. William.
It's going to be 8.
He starts to he
His
starts.
passive strength is 18.
Sorry, he starts to shove the dragon stake towards you. What? How do you?
This is for the grapple.
Yes.
Ooh.
Making his way. Bam. Yeah. So
Wait, I
graceful
have advantage
mistake.
on strength checks with it.
No.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
That's about it.
Oh, perfect. So we're gonna use them both. Yeah, you did it, Tathlan, right in the mouth. He closes his mouth around the stake and your hand.
That's fair.
And crunch, you feel it break as the that works. But all you need is blood, right, William? You don't need like arterial blood or anything.
Well, I was using the vampiric bite.
Okay.
And given that I am missing more than half my hit
So-
points,
So maybe the inside of the wrist. Does that work? Is that enough?
sure.
Yeah.
I gained 7 hit points.
All right. Yeah. So yeah.
It's like Tathlan will kind of like flinch as he's biting it down, but you can see that he's like, yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
We need to hold your content warning for this. Okay.
And
Yeah, of course,
splashing,
so
yeah, as somebody types that, yes. On behind you on the ground, now, there is blood everywhere, and at this point, Lucas, it starts to soak in. Like you could see the armor started to just suck it up off the floor. Some of it's a very low content because it's from the peasantry that you killed. Some of it, quite a bit of it, is actually yours. But I guess the question is, no, just next round. Who's next? That's you, William?
Lucas.
I would
Also,
like to
I-
say, as
Yeah.
William goes and sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. William goes and latches on. You see that he's just kind of like, "Arr," but
Yeah.
he doesn't seem to be making like any other offensive moves at the moment.
Yeah, he's just feeding. Yeah.
I would also like to point out, because I
Yeah.
fed you that steak and I've got the chef perk.
Yes.
You get an extra. You get to roll a hit die as well as getting an extra D8 on that hit points as well. So I'm actually
Oh,
healing
wow.
you up here.
Nice.
But yeah, you can very much see like Tathlan is like Tathlan also isn't looking like aggressive anymore. You can just see like he's like, yes.
Yeah. So you feed him. Lucas, you feel that sort of oh no, you just enough to keep you going. And then you can now do the lay on hands, right? Yourself.
Yeah.
Laying on your own hands. Everybody else calls it touching themselves. Paladins, lay on hands.
Paladins call it a face palm.
Yes. Why do they do that? Why do I let myself do this? And that's your action. Do you want to do anything else in that round? I zipped past you.
Sorry, I'm literally just removing all of my lay on hands pool.
Yes.
All 53 points of it.
Yep. It's gone to a good cause, keeping you alive.
Well, to cause
Piercing
anyway.
damage as well.
Yeah. I'm literally just checking for. I don't think there's anything I can do except for buff myself slightly.
So yeah, you sort of
Which,
set up
to a degree, with this people, isn't good enough. But I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm casting Shield of Faith.
Try and protect yourself. Yep, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it gives me the last. It gives me an extra 2 to my AC.
So you can feel the tension sort of dropping in this region. Aldith, you're peeking around the corner. The timing couldn't be better for as far as the actual initiative order. Aldith, you see it all sort of. Well, you see Tathlan feeding, essentially both of them.
Actually, yeah, because I would like if he's Tathlan's not strong enough to do it, but he'd like try to be like aiming William's like arm towards Lucas.
Yeah, you've
rather
tried
than
you've
blood
tried
onto
enough
the
times
armor.
to get blood on them.
Yeah.
I'm, like that's where the puddle came from. Like it's now getting there. So it's soaking in through the armor.
It's kind of like a weird, massive cleanup. The lay on
Yeah.
hands was less of a lay on hands and more of an absorb.
Yeah.
Nutrients.
Absorb essence.
Oh. So Aldith.
So all this is gonna look speculatively,
Hmm?
and that's going to resolve itself. And so she's going to make kind of a quick calculation of which of the medical supplies might be in any way useful.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so she will move back out. She's not going to get anywhere close to those guys, and I couldn't, even with all of my movement in this
Yeah.
time, I couldn't get that close. But she's going to prepare herself so that she can
So
shoot it towards them
Yeah.
next round.
That's your plan. Your immediate plan is to do that. I think so. Can we agree we are now officially out of combat? Everybody's done hitting each other.
I do think
I'm
29
not
hit
sure.
points back, or
Yeah.
I die.
I mean,
I'm about to just
You
very
get like
angrily try to knock
29
both
out
of
of
them
a
out.
million, 53 out of a million, and what's Tathline got left?
Tathline's actually got 77.
Oh,
Tathline's
Oh.
doing fine, actually.
yeah.
Then no, I'm
That's
not
one
doing
round.
much.
You know? Yeah. So no, you're not
That's what-
attacking.
yeah.
Is that what I heard?
Oh, for who?
Oh,
You.
for everybody. Let's start with William. William, because it's your turn.
William, who you guys have brought him like he's fighting beyond death now, so there's no higher function thinking anymore.
Yeah.
It's just the fight has to continue, like it has to, like, not necessarily for defending itself, but if he stops fighting, then the fighting just ends permanently. So somewhere in that brain of his, now it becomes a fight to survive kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he has Tathland's wrist in his mouth, and he's just gonna go and bite down once more to try to get this like life essence brought into himself.
And you will not
Absolutely,
need to roll for that because Tathland's letting this happen. He's like, Tathland's like directly like looking at like almost like kind of like you'd, I want to say like a rabid dog kind of thing, but like it's like, yes, eat it. And as he's going, because Tathland's basically feeding you with his own blood, as well as
Yeah.
you can see he's reaching in to grab another piece of meat out of his satchel.
I would say William would continue to do that until he at least makes it to 0 hit points.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to make a DC 20 wisdom save
Yeah. Sounds
wanna
about
say-
right. To stop.
or con save.
Yeah.
So that'd be 29 hit points, wouldn't it? I'll take that straight out of my health pool.
That would. Come on, roll 20.
What did you roll?
This is one of those that doesn't technically work, but we're gonna make it work, isn't it?
Mhm. Who cares? It's our story.
Oh, that shouldn't be an advantage. First one was 14. Okay. We'll say that William, he goes and makes that con save, and he's brought up to 1. And as he sees this, and that kind of like higher thought, like the thought kind of comes back to him, and he sees it latched onto Tathland's wrist.
Tathland's just got like this evil grin on his face as he's doing. Like you can see that Tathland, I wouldn't say enjoying it, but you can see that he wants this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lucas, strangely enough, is actually going to intervene slightly, and just kind
Ooh,
of.
we might get some actual teamwork here.
It's not even a fight. It's just going to be enough children sit down.
I'm
I'm going to roll intimidation.
Sure. Yeah.
Fair enough.
These guys are going to park it anyway, I think. But yeah, give us a roll.
That should be about a 19.
19. That's plenty. Yep. So yeah, you guys. I think the three of you sort of come into an agreement that it's kind of over.
As like Lucas
ahead.
kind of like stands up, and I'm sure he's like enough or whatever.
Yeah.
What are you actually saying?
It'll just be, let go and sit down, children.
It's like this is the point where you see Tathling kind of like breaks and looks directly at you, and then just like kind of like see that he's gonna take his arm away from William, but it's kind of like seeing how William's going to react to him taking away this essential lifeblood. I guess basically at this point, it's like he's kind of like waiting for William's reaction, and as soon as he does, like he takes it away and just looks directly at Lucas and goes like, "Stronger now."
Sit.
I
I'm
would
gonna do it. Wisdom savings throw, hang on.
I would say this all started because of a wisdom save.
Yeah.
I think now that William is kind of like back to where you can think, like sort of again, as the rage still persists. What DC do you think it would have to be for him to kind of like get some sort of higher thought in his head? And we'll go from there. What happens?
Could I interject slightly with just, could we still use the 19 as the, not for the higher thought, but more just a, even if it's not higher thought, you just do what the weird, creepy, terrifying thing is telling you to do.
There is no way that William would go with
Yeah,
that.
I don't know if we would have heard it from that close. I mean, he is beyond the pale.
It's like intimidating, like a
What
like
do
a
you-
lizard. Just
Yeah, but it's
Let me-
it's
let me
kind of
ask
like
you a
Does it
question.
intimidating a
break
wild
through?
animal.
Let me
It's
ask
like
you
a
a question.
Charisma
William.
thing that breaks through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think of? What is it about you that reminds you that you're more than just a damp here? There's more here. There at least used to be more here. You're better than this. How do you remember that?
As William goes and is still latched on to Tathland's wrist, and this lifeblood is flowing in him, within it, it kind of jumpstart, memories. Maybe like life essence itself kind of like has sort of like memories in it. I maybe in this world, and as that kind of like sparks through his system, William is brought back to he's lived a long time. He's brought back to like before the world had gone to shit.
Yeah.
And his vision snaps to being out in a field, long grains of like wheat, and a voice is calling him out for the side. He looks over and he sees his like a child there, in the village where he raised and grew up, and before there was a knoll attack on this village that went and slaughtered everybody, and he's brought back to just the face of his family. And as that image courses through his mind, he goes and looks at Tathland. Like the image of Tathland goes and is like seared in his eyeballs being so close. And it reminds him of the same wheat colored hair of his son. And
Yeah.
you see William, he like almost like chokes out a cry of anguish, and he unlatches from Tathland's wrist, and he staggers back, and he looks at the party, and then he runs off.
Yep.
Probably into Aldith, who's in his light distance and away from the others.
Does he
Oh.
take his axe with him?
Nah, his axe is like in the ceiling somewhere.
Yeah. At this point, yeah, at the far end of the room, Aldith, you come back in with multiple of these white boxes with the big red cross on them. Lucas, it's all kind of come to a stop now. It's all slowed down. What's your reaction?
Yeah.
Still nothing. Okay.
There's
Okay.
there's a tiredness behind everything he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's just it's one of those he's existed for eons.
Yep.
In some way, shape, or form. And it's always just been he's so goddamn tired
Yeah.
of being jerked around by everything. He just
Fair enough. Yeah.
he just picks up his sword, sheathes it on his back, and just starts walking through to where the giant thing
Forward
was.
into it. Okay, so you're headed that way. William, you're headed back sort of the way you guys came, right? You're muted.
Oh, you muted.
All right, you can put William wherever you want, however far he goes.
Okay, I'm going to take the direction you picked to. I mean, it makes sense. You kind of just go stumbling back along this row of mayhem and wreckage that you created on the way in.
Seen impaled face on the door,
Yeah. Body parts all over the place, and it's like, you did that, you did that. Are you any better than these gnolls? I'm assuming you're having a bit of an existential crisis at the moment.
Yeah, as those thoughts are going through his mind, and when he finds somewhere quiet to sit down, we'll say that's when he kind of ends his rage.
Sure.
As I end it voluntarily.
So you, I like this because the way you guys came, you stumble back around a couple of corners and you find that room where there's like a couple of dead bodies in it. And as you walk past, the door kind of open because one of them's leaning against the button, so it's been opening and closing the whole time since you've been gone. And it slides open, and you see the two of them. And you just kind of something about being a Dhampir, perhaps that's home. So you sort of sit down in the blood and the gore and the mess of these two bodies and just sort of contemplate life. Does that make sense? Okay.
Sure.
So you're gone out of the room. Lucas, you're just
Aldith
yes.
is going
Aldith.
to follow William, oddly
Okay.
enough.
Okay. And Lucas, you're heading north from this image up into the ship.
I have a king to kill.
Okay. And we have Aldous and William going back. And Tathman, what are you doing?
Kathleen, because you like first, like he's got this like eye contact with William, then sort of like, and then when Lucas does his like sit down, you see Tathlan just gets a bit of a smile, and like he would do a bit of a smile, like he's like, yeah, yes, getting stronger. Obviously, Lucas doesn't give a shit and pisses off.
Yeah.
But Tathlan, then William absolutely runs off and he's like, too much for him. And then he just kind of like grabs out this small table and then he walks, like sits down on the side of like the destroyed barricade, puts down
Sure.
the table, puts the tablecloth on, and starts humming that lullaby in Abyssal that you've heard quite a few times at this point. As
It's
he's
such
basically
a
setting out his
creepy thing to
plates.
eat dinner to. Yes, I love it. Which brings us to let's do Lucas first. You walk through that huge door and down that hallway that the mech came from. And at the end of it, there's another door, but there's a big sort of pressure plate in front of it. You can see as soon as you step on it, the door is going to open. Assuming you just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you
He-
get yeah.
If anything, he kind of throws a body on. He throws something onto the pressure pad,
Yeah,
so
and
it stays
the
open.
door slides open, and you look out, and beyond that, this is sort of the workaday area. This is metal walls and that sort of thing. In here, it's that sort of ceramic white, sort of stormtrooper sort of look to everything. Everything's white paneling and bright lights. And along both sides of the walls are these, you would know them as Warforged. These metal
Yeah.
men down both sides of the wall, standing in perfect synchronized statuesque form, none of them moving. And at the far end of the hall, on the floor, there's 4 of those big sort of battery things that you found, sort of 45-gallon drum oil can battery things. There's 4 of them wired together and into a latch in the wall. But you can tell there's no lights on that thing. Whatever they are, they're empty.
Okay.
The ship is out of power. We're going to stay here for a
Lucas
while
is-
until our other players get back.
Yeah, Lucas's biggest thing is he's looking for the guy who sent out the mech. He knows the mech isn't the king,
Absolutely.
so he's looking for the king that is too cowardly to come and fight.
And so you, for a moment, we'll leave you heading off into the ship alone. You find the stairs. It's just like the other ships, but this is all covered. The whole inside is covered in this white ceramic armor. So you know your way to the bridge, which is the same on each one of these cubes. So is that your general destination?
Yeah.
You make it up through a couple of floors. This same thing over and over again. You come to a firing position because you saw on the outside all these guns blasting away on it. You finally come up against one of these, and it's an automated turret. It's just, you see the weapon just dum, 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 and it's just firing away. There's no one running it. Do you leave it running or try and stop it, or?
I pretty much just grab a cord and I pull it out.
Okay. Yeah, you can see it's wired. It's actually not wired to one of these batteries. This thing is purely mechanical the way it's working, but it would be easy enough to stop it. You just have to flip
Oh,
the
then I
switch
just
or
take,
jam something. Yeah.
yeah, I just grab like a pen or something.
Yeah, easy enough. Yeah, a
And
piton.
just shove it into a gear.
I think everybody's got a piton. And you just, and it jams up and stops. It fires the last round, and the next one jams. And you keep making your way forward.
Yeah.
As you get to the bridge door, as you approach it, it opens. Just, and inside you see a hologram. You know it's a hologram this time. You can't see through it, but you know because A, it's floating a little ways off the floor, and another one, you could tell by now. There's no presence here. But it is a figure in a space suit, kind of shrimped up, curled up like this, just floating in the middle of this room. There's gravity in this room, but this image is floating in space.
Nothing more than dead kings. Is there? Just walks over to the hologram.
Mm-hmm.
If he can see where it's being projected out of, he's going to.
Yeah, there is a projector. Yeah, as you get close, you
Yeah.
can see the face mask, and inside it, it's like 1,000 TV screens projected on the inside and reflecting back onto a very blank, very slack face.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think you've seen the
That's
No.
our engineer.
Imagineer. Yes, yeah. But that's the image. You look around, and yeah, there's 2 projectors that are doing the crisscross thing to make it to exist here.
Yeah. Pretty much he just tosses 2 things into those projectors,
Smashed them.
finds a place to sit. Because I'm assuming this is the end room, essentially.
You're at the control room now. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where whoever was in charge, if they were here, was probably going to be here. There's a bit above you because it still goes up to the point, but this is at least where you expected to find people. And
Yeah.
haven't. Yeah.
And in a sheer finally letting go and having some rage for once of I've been here, I've come to kill gods, I am not getting to kill gods, I am doing everything in my goddamn power to just
Yeah.
be able to fucking function,
Yeah.
and I am having a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
And with just kind of a strength unknown to him, he just grabs the control panel and just rips it off from the floor.
Yep. You just
into a heap in the corner.
absolutely. You can just thrash this control room. They're all you only have to have one of them functional. You wouldn't know this at this point, but you only have to have one of them functional to fly the ship. So
Yeah, no, he's destroying everything in here as
so you
much as
just-
possible.
the door closes behind you and just wreckage. Perfect.
Yeah, just kind of that black lightning with a red outline.
Yeah.
And yes,
We kind of lost the control room, yes. So, William, you get a bit. I don't even know if you'd realize you were being followed. Probably not, right, at that state. So you get into that room and sort of sit down in this space and start to calm. What does that process look like?
As William kind of sequesters himself in this room, just the flash of his past, just taking a moment to kind of relive those memories, and he is going to kind of sit there and just ruminate on his life before the world had ended, and he is just kind of sequester himself for a period of time. That would hopefully be equivalent to a short rest, so I could use
Oh,
it
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, absolutely. You're just not going to move until you feel better. So that leaves you. You need 4 hours, right, as a dampier, or do you need it still to hold 8?
A short rest can be like
Oh,
5
sorry,
minutes or
like
so.
in 10 minutes to an hour, right? Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
easy. You just sort of sit there and start to fall into this state. Aldous.
So I'll arrive before he gets very far.
Yeah.
Because I'm not far behind him.
No.
So as I follow and kind of watch, if anyone were looking at her, I mean, she'd have a very sort of speculative look on her face as she calculates sort of odds, options, and all of that. So where is William in the space?
I'm actually moving you guys, I think, to that room right now. I think this
Okay,
hallway here.
that would be helpful.
This, I
actually.
think, makes sense here as the place because there's a lot of bodies. So I'm assuming when you open this door And he's sort of, does that work for you, William, or would you have
Yeah,
gone
we'll
into
say
this
there's
room?
there's only one in here, so William wouldn't necessarily gravitate to where there's a bunch of people because he
Okay.
wants to like remember who he was before that.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you're in there, and then Aldous, you were following
Yeah,
him.
I
So
mean,
you
we
saw
kind of
stuff in the door behind him.
hesitate at the door, sort of looking in.
Yeah.
And he's sitting. William is sitting on the floor.
Sure, yeah. We'll say William is, he is right here. Um and he's kind of sitting hunched over, his back against like a counter, his knees kind of up, his head kind of hanging over, and you see that his axe is on the ground and the handle is lying on his shoulder as he just kind of like sits there and is staring down at the floor.
Okay. So you brought your axe with you. 'Cause
Okay.
I like this image better. You left it stuck in the room in the other room, but I like this image better, so you
Oh
brought it with
yeah, okay.
So yeah, yeah.
He is sitting there on the floor, his knees up, his arms on his knees as he's looking down at the floor because I forgot the axe was in the ceiling.
So Aldith kind of comes in, and we given this geography, she kind of sits on, not quite there, but sits on the floor. I mean, it would be kind of opposite him, but there isn't really an opposite him right now. Okay. Option is
There-ish?
supposed to let me go there. Option was
Yeah.
supposed to let me not cross over the borders.
Yes.
Sort of sit down, and I mean, she's holding the medical kit, and she kind of looks wryly at William, and kind of sort of motions with it like I mean, what are you gonna do? And sets it to the side, which happens to be between her and William, and sets it down. And she sits there looking speculatively at him.
William is gonna go and continue to stare at the floor, and until you like say something.
So what does she see? Does she just see him looking into space? Does she see him, fidgeting and doing the eye motions for brain accessing? What does she see?
So as you go in and look at it, William, you see like he's sitting on the floor, his back to the like a counter or a wall or anything like that, and his arms on his knees, and his hair, most of it being matted to his face. As he went and ran, it kind of like swiped some of the blood out. So you see, it's kind of like hangs
Blankly?
Linkly, yeah, from his face, and it is though it is as though he had died in that position at that moment. He is so still.
Aldith is going to glance around there. This is the first time I've been in this room. What is this room?
This is a medical treatment room like you've never seen, but some things are universal, like saws and scalpels. Some things you recognize, but this is far advanced from anything you've ever seen. And there is on this table down here. It looks like a surgery, I should say. But on this table down here, there is a warforge that has been taken apart into components. So, like a surgery, but for mechanical people.
Is there a water source in here?
Yes.
I'm going to, after sitting for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, Aldous is going to take a deep breath, and kind of stand up, look around the room, find some sort of a cloth, wet it at with the water source, And she's going to come over to William and she's going to crouch down, squat down next to him with that still in her hands. Does he react at all to her coming into his space?
If you crouch down to him, no.
And she's going to sit there or maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. And if someone were looking at her, there would it's not just calculation. There's clearly something, there are expressions going across her face. There's clearly some sort of processing going on. And she finally then kind of shifts, because that gets really uncomfortable after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of shifts a little bit. And she does reach over to start cleaning his face.
As you reach over, William's hand snatches out and grabs your wrist, and he pulls you in close. And he looks at you. A corpse should be left well alone. And he'll snatch the rag out of you and kind of like push you away.
A corpse should be prepared for burial.
He'll kind of like look up at you, or look at you, kind of like his head still kind of down, or his head turns back down through like a little like slit in his hair that's parted, and you just see his eyes kind of like stare at you for a moment, and then look down at the washcloth in his hand, kind of huff a little bit and turn to the side. But he'll take it and look at his hands and himself. Look at the cloth, and he'll just bring it up to his face and start wiping all of this gore off of him.
So you start cleaning yourself.
And while he's actually moving and
Yep.
doing that,
Mm-hmm.
I will get up and go rummaging around for more, a basin to take dirty cloths in, and maybe another basin for water with other cloths. I won't do it anymore. I will leave it to him, but I will be kind of assisting.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you're just there with the stuff. You're not actually doing it. I love it. Okay.
And an almost rueful look on her face.
Yep. So that quiet little drama is playing out there. Several floors up, the control room is being rent asunder. But bugger all of that, there's a meal underway here in a large room. So first of all, what are you eating? After you're not muted anymore. You're still muted.
You're still muted.
Sorry about
No
that.
problem.
Tathline's got a bit of a platter going on here, actually. He's got some of the leftovers from the captain of the previous ship. He's got some of the frost dragon meat, as well as some old meat that he's basically kept preserved for a long time. That, I mean, I don't know if you'd be able to. It's basically like it'd be like a deer or something like that, something a bit more kind of quote unquote normal to eat.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like got like this bit of a spread. He's, instead of just eating one direct thing, and now he's just basically humming this lullaby this whole time as he's just like slowly eating. And you can see he's kind of like, his head is kind of focused on where he saw William go.
Yep.
Like he's basically essentially like he's waiting for him to return, but he's got like almost a ethereal kind of like look to it as he's just like staring through the, like almost like he's looking through the wall.
Right.
But he's basically just waiting for
So he would have noticed Eldith following him.
Absolutely, yes.
She would have seen Eldith, yeah.
Okay. There a number of minutes passed because it was sort of like that scene took like 15 minutes in the other room, and I'm assuming it's going to take a
Oh.
while for the rage to work out upstairs. So, what else? Let's assume you
Well-
finished your meal. What is your next plan?
Like, he'll basically very slowly like pack up all like the plates and stuff on the table, and he'll just kind of stand up. And then now I'm gonna need a bit of a DM ruling on this because I don't know exactly how far away I am, but
Yeah.
and also because I'm pretty sure you can use it through walls, but I want to use message, like the cantrip message.
Yeah.
And he's basically
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. What's the
And-
plan?
he's that's why he's kind of like focused on where William left.
Yeah.
And then his base, I don't know if William understands Abyssal, but Tathland says in something in Abyssal that will go something a bit like, it's like the end of the lullaby kind of thing. It's like, and then in normal common after that is like, can you hear her yet? She likes you. Wants to say, welcome to the family.
William, as you're washing yourself clean in a ritualistic fashion, you hear that message.
We'll say, William, as he's kind of like washing himself, through any reflective surface, he's kind of looking, and he goes and gets Tatland's message, and it reminds him of the things he's lost, and for a brief moment, that rage kind of spikes through him again, and his hand just lashes out and hits whatever that reflective surface is.
Yeah.
And either breaks it or dents it.
Yep.
Where he brings his hand back, shakes it for a second, looks over to Eldith, and then just kind of walks over, grabs up the medical kit, and he is going to start using it with surprising proficiency.
Absolutely. So you start putting yourself back together. Aldith, how do you respond to that?
Watchfully.
Okay. Yeah. He's getting healthy again. I can't trust him. Yeah.
As he goes and he'll go and the shirt, the clothes that he's wearing have probably been ripped and torn, and even more so in this fight. So William, he doesn't care that there's anybody there.
Yeah.
He will literally start just stripping clothes off, fixing wounds, putting bandages on, and kind of cleaning himself up. He will end up going and looking for some other type of clothing that's clean, just to
Sure.
take it and wear it.
Given this room, there's there's basically scrubs. I mean, metal or human, the building's going to be the right clothes are still going to be the same, right? So basically, there in this room there's scrubs. There would be armor elsewhere that you've seen. At least there's lots of it on the dead bodies, but
Lucas might have something.
anyway,
He
so-
doesn't wear armor anyway, so he'll
No.
just, like, if there's a clean pair of scrubs,
Yep.
He'll go in and put them on.
Dampier scrubs. What an image.
As I look over to the closet and see a whole rack of them
Yeah.
hanging up.
Yeah.
As he goes pastel pink.
Pastel
No,
pink.
yeah.
You had to do that, Bison,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah.
not even labor and delivery where I worked. Where's pastel pink?
So, yes, you put on the serious business green ones. Yeah, I know which ones you mean, or the pale blues. Yeah, either way.
Usually royal blue is for nurses.
Oh, is it? Okay, there you go.
Yeah. At least where I
Yeah,
you know,
I don't want to judge. Yeah, with poppers.
But you know what? Yeah, sure. With you know what? Even better. But they have. We'll go with the pastel pink. He picks up
Yeah.
a pair of pastel pink scrubs with a bunch of paw prints on them.
Yeah,
William doesn't care.
yeah, it makes no difference. It's just gonna
So
make it nasty when there's blood all over it later. So you brought
Big
this
thing
on
on the back that
yourselves,
says, I
chat.
love you.
Yeah. Either way, yes, you have scrubs. We'll determine exactly what they look like if and when that becomes important at any point in the future. Somebody chooses to
There's
judge
still a
you
name
based on your
tag.
Yeah.
scrubs choice.
There's still a
Uh,
name
Aldous
tag for
is
somebody named
kind of
Joe.
Yeah,
yeah. Aldous is kind of keeping her distance,
yeah,
but she does kind of snicker.
sure, yeah. So meanwhile, up on the bridge, I'm assuming at some point your rage is all but spent. You start to slow down. You're running out of stuff to wreck.
I've run out of stuff to wreck. My rage is not subsided.
Okay.
It's just
Then you get this.
the room looks like a bomb has gone off in
Oh
it
yeah,
several
absolutely. And
times.
you're just standing in the middle of it, looking like you could do it 10 times over. Those eyes, those big godly eyes, come back again and just penetrate into you, and they say, "Pick one. Not a big one. You haven't earned a big one, but pick one." And you see like almost like a family tree of gods. And there's like the top tier shit, like Pelor and company, like that's off the table. But you're sort of been offered someone along the bottom of the road, just above godling. But this god is offering you a god.
Fuck off. And he just kind of he puts the blade away and just in a very I don't want your pity. I don't want your charity. If I kill them, and when I kill them, it'll be because I've earned it. Not because someone felt bad or sorry for me. So fuck off.
The offer goes away, but the eyes stay and they blink once. They say, "You did earn it. But next time." And they start to fade. Let them go.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah,
to do.
yeah, that's the.
In Lucas's mind, he did nothing but lose these fights.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes.
He is
you don't-
broken and exhausted.
Yep. And you don't see the value in you that this god sees in you, which is really funny because you want to kill all the gods, and the only person in the entire universe that values you is a god. Oh, irony. Oh, it's so sick. I can hardly
Yeah,
walk.
but he doesn't see that as value.
No,
So,
no, he doesn't value the gods, but one of the gods values him.
yeah,
Uh,
but Lucas doesn't see that.
No, not in the slightest. Nor should he at this point.
Nor would he care.
Nobody care at this point. It's like,
Yeah.
he wants to kill him on the point of his sword. He's been offered 2 ways to do it now by other means and said no both times. So it's good. It's a good story.
Look,
But
he
it's-
wants to do it his way. If he does
Yes.
it any other way, it's not
Yes.
what he wanted. It's not there's no point to it.
He wants
Right.
to take,
So
kicking and screaming, and with
I will
resistance
grab
and
them
all.
by their hair.
we have to do
Pull
a
them
kind of
off into
a
the
kind of
corner.
a step out moment here because I need to know what each one of you, because there's no way you guys are going to get together and put together a plan. So with no collusion, I would like to know what each of you sees as being the next step, so I can do something like planning for the next episode. Let's start with Tatlan.
But Tathlan still wants to destroy the thing that the person that Elder's been talking to, who he doesn't know that he's on the moon, but then he knows
Yes.
that something about the moon's gonna fall, and so he needs these things to get up there and stop it from happening, because
Right.
Tathlan likes this world, he doesn't want it to end.
Okay.
So
Fair enough,
Tathlan
yeah.
is actually going to aim to try and find the pilot's room to connect the cubes to do all
So
that,
you are
to actually
actually
get the objective done, which is
Tatlan
surprising.
is on task. Wow. Shit
I will say
changes.
actually for right now though,
Yeah.
because Tathlan's he's stand up. He's gonna like leave one of his actually like really nice plates
Yes.
on like the destroyed barricade here.
Okay,
with a
yeah.
slab of human meat
Yes. Yeah.
from the captain, and he's gonna grab William's axe and like neatly place it like kind of next to it
Sure.
as like when you're ready,
Yeah.
get some breakfast.
Here's your toy and your snack. I love it.
Yeah, and then Tathlan's essentially he has no idea how he's paid absolutely no attention to the like organization of this cube, so he's gonna
Yeah.
like bust out both his swords, and he's essentially gonna start searching around trying to find what looked like the control room in the other one.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yes, definitely
Search and
not
clear mission.
destroyed.
Well, yeah, the path there, I don't think you said you destroyed, but yeah, once he gets there, it's going to be wrecked. But we're going to get to that. So you're heading up there. That's Tathlan. We know what Lucas is doing. William.
Actually, not quite.
No? Okay. Fill me in.
No. Lucas is also going
Like
to...
the pothole said. Fill me in.
Lucas is actually going to... He's kind of prepping in his mind, and he's got the swirling mist, the swirling techno mist thing.
Yeah.
He's going to literally start trying to shape this room into essentially a throne room
Okay.
and
So
make
you're prepping the
this his
nanobots to
castle
make a
going
throne.
forward.
Okay.
Just so that he can... Just so he has a... The thing that makes the most sense to him is to take the battle station as his
Yeah.
base of operations.
Of course, yeah.
And he's going to pull... And he's going to bring anyone he needs into it.
Yeah.
Such as the bullets, the people from the other cube if they're interested.
Yep. So that's your plan. Okay. So your short-term plan, you start taking apart the bridge around you with these nanobots that you can control to some extent. Certainly enough to
Yeah.
do this.
And it's still going to look wrecked, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's no part of this. It's clearly if you were to compare it, it'd be like the throne of a battle god.
Yeah. You destroyed the room and then took what you needed to build the throne, and everything else is still just rubbish and rambling mess
Even
around
the
you.
throne is
It's
still
still yeah.
scratched up and
Yeah.
terrible looking.
And made out of broken, burnt shit. Yeah, absolutely. A proper war throne. It's got ick all
Yeah.
over it. It smells like orc guts.
Look, Lucas came from a kingdom of warriors that was on constant war with people.
Yes. Yeah.
Not because
That's
they
normal,
were
yeah.
they were resource heavy and they were defending themselves. It's because they were dicks.
Yeah. Love to smell of orc guts in the morning. Yes. It's not so good on toast.
he's
So
going
it's
to-
very strong
and-
flavor for that early in the day.
Eventually, he's going to bring up one of his advisors, Great Thinker, orc philosopher.
Great thinker. Yes.
And
Yeah,
it's-
there.
and
Yes,
that's
definitely. stringy.
GRATE
Yeah.
THINKA.
Yes.
Great
yeah.
Thinker.
And yes, orc is definitely stringy. You got to do it like pork. You got to do like pulled
Mhm.
pulled orc.
Oh.
Pulled orc sandwiches. Oh. Oh.
That's Tathland's franchising out.
There you go. I can see you
and
biting your
he's
lip.
setting
Yeah.
up 3 other chairs in the area
Okay.
for essentially the 3 people in his party.
The
His
advisors.
advisors, no. People he just goes, fucking just go crazy.
Have some fun. All right, William, what's your plan?
William, after he goes and cleans himself up, he vaguely remembers that they were sent here to go and destroy something. So he is going to go and look for whoever. He's going to search the cube for whoever is that sent them to go and destroy whatever it is that they want to destroyed.
Okay. I should put as a note, remember plot. But that's more a note to me, so that I can remind
Soil
you
and
next
sausage
week.
pulled orc
Yeah, because we don't
sandwiches.
know anything about the plot. We're just
No.
being us.
I
so.
hardly know anything about the plot. I wouldn't, don't expect me to pull the information out of the air for you. That's why I need a week. But so it was just a short session today, but that was intense. Anybody who wants to know how to do character versus character, that's how you bloody do it. There was nothing personal about it. There was no bleed. There was at various points, various people should have been dead. Say hello to high level combat. It's silly, especially high level character versus character combat. It's like, you're dead. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. No, you're not. Yes, I am. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's great fun.
Yes, I am. No, you're
Eldest
not.
Plan. Yes, I didn't get Eldest Plan.
I
You're
can do
absolutely right. Thank you,
anything
chat.
You can do better.
I have a 3-item limit.
Anything
by
you
memory.
can kill, I can kill better. Anything you can kill, I can. No, I can kill anything better than you.
I think we proved that wrong today.
Quick, before the salt gets too deep to see through, Aldith, I forgot about you. What is your short to medium to long term plan?
Well, okay. So we now have 3 of these cube things,
Yes.
which we need to put together.
Yes.
And we need to find the other cube things. And I need to find where I can see the display stuff. And I need to get that bloody Janir back working and running things for me.
Mhm. So that and
Yeah, Lucas is
so
planning.
where do you want to go to do that? Where would be the logical place to do that?
Well, so the logical place to do that would be I guess the bridge, because I mean we did the bridge on the original. That was the control cube. I don't think I ever went to the bridge. Oh yes, I did go to the bridge on the supply ship
Supply ship, yep.
after Tathlon had eaten everybody, essentially.
So you know they're identical, yeah.
Yes. So I am going to look for that here.
Yeah, so
Although
you're
I think
also-
I have a vague feeling that I think Aldith understands that she's going to want to be back at the original one, because the supply ship and the weapons ship are tools.
Yes.
So she's going to want to be back at the control ship to put it all together and find the other. I've forgotten how many we determined there were. 12 of these things?
There's 12 and you need 6.
12 and we need 6, and I only have 3.
Yep. So you're only halfway there.
And she's also going to be working on thinking about, okay, how do I do this? Since every time I find a creature that might be useful, Tathlin eats it. So she, what good is it being my professional prospects here are not that good, considering I can't keep my product in stock.
Yes.
So she's going to be sort of pondering and ruminating over that.
Starting to get your side hustle going.
problem.
I got you. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
But anyway, so we all happen to be going the same direction,
Yep,
which is
you're
how
all
we've
roughly
progressed this
speaking heading to the
entire
bridge.
time.
so
Is we're
gonna,
all
yeah.
going the same direction. We've been all going the same direction.
Oh,
We
it's-
do not collaborate
No.
at all, but
the-
we are all going the same direction.
The best part of this is we get to start the next episode with all of you walking into the bridge to find it having been somewhat transformed. But that's for next week. This week, all that's left
it's
is...
going to be kind of like, I thought it was, Tathlan's usually the one ripping
Yeah,
stuff up because of the server room. Now we've got Lucas ripping up the bridge here. It's a good thing I just thought this was a tool and not the center of.
Yes.
You can have this as your throne room. I'm going back to the control ship for my center. Thank you very much.
I had.
Oh, I could just see this now.
Emotions.
The end of this is going to be 6 cubes with one of you in each of the 4 corner cubes, not talking to each other, all flying to the moon, because you got to do this one damn thing together, and then that's it. It's on again. Oh, the final episode is a 4-corner battle royale on the moon. Oh, that one 6G. There you go. All right, so
It's gonna be bullets manning cannons. That's gonna be the worst thing ever.
oh,
Just imagine
recoil
you
in
have
space.
a hail of fire
Yeah.
from nowhere. and
Thank you.
You're going,
Thank you.
what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of bullets going. Do you know how to shoot? I don't know. I don't got thumbs.
Yeah. All the explosive weapons not working because there's no oxygen. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's get to the thank yous because, to be fair, I'm not feeling a whole lot better than Tatlan is. So let's get moving along here. Thank you, all of you, so very much. Villa Villas, thank you. I know it is now approaching midnight in your world, or approaching 11 o'clock in your world, so thank you very much for this.
Yeah.
I hope we'll see you again in 2 weeks, and hopefully you enjoy your everything between now and then.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, yes, Card. I'm seeing you a lot in the next couple weeks, so we're in lots of games together. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. We're going to get you your gods. I promise. You might have to die a couple more times, but we'll get you your gods. So thank you for joining
I have
us.
to die a couple more
very
times.
tired of dying.
Only a couple more. You got
You
this.
got
You got
this,
this.
yeah.
You're experienced now.
You get the bulk deal now on heals. But anyway, thank you very
I
much
hear
for.
if you get 10 deaths, you get 1 life for free.
You get 9, you get turned into you come.
Is that
You die
that why
9
they
times,
cap-
you come
capped
back as
out
a
at 9?
Rakshasa.
Yeah. You just got to keep your little coupon code and they'll go
Yeah.
and like stamp it.
Yeah. 1 free undeath. That's how you became a dampier. So, Karis, thank you so much. You had an opportunity tonight to actually finish this game, essentially. You could have, if you had taken down Tathlan with a couple well-placed arrows, you could have just walked away from this as the only survivor. So that was cool to watch. It was interesting to see, but thank you very much for being so self-centered that you didn't engage in that. That was really an interesting way to play that out, because there was a whole bunch of options, and then the moment at the end where it was like the tension
I'll leave everyone
broke.
speculating where
yeah.
she did it out of self-interest. You know that
Of
about her.
course, yeah. But there
But
was
what
that
did she
moment where you
perceive the
looked human.
self-interest to be?
Yeah. And in the process, you looked almost human. You almost looked like you cared for just a minute.
I am a human.
But we'll see how that plays
Oh,
out
no,
over
no,
time,
no,
too.
no, no. Not so far as the caring.
Oh, no, I said it appeared. I used the magic GM word. It
Mm.
appeared. I want to thank Tathlan as well, but I think I'd have to yell. So we will get him to watch the VOD, and we'll take him thanks there. There are 2 more thank yous, though. Thank you to chat. Every time you guys show up on these Fridays, it gets nasty. The content warning gets flashed over and over again. It gets just brutal. You guys keep showing up and keep watching it, and thank you for that. Thank you also for trusting us to do a character versus character the right way. I appreciate that a lot. And everybody on YouTube watching in the future, that's how that's done. If you watched all the way to here, hit the like button, because we're going to assume you did. And hit the notification button, because various things are happening and it's becoming even more annoying to get stuff onto YouTube than it ever was before. So notification is the only way you're going to find out when I finally get stuff up on there. With that, I think we're going to call it. We'll see you for this show in 2 weeks' time. But holy cow, the next 3 nights, so Saturday and Sunday, are regularly scheduled programs. Monday is my birthday, and because I'm old and want to distract myself, I'm going to run a game that night, and it's going to be a mystery for some of our most regular of regulars that are here all the time. And we're going to do that on Monday. Then we get all of Tuesday off this week before we go back to Wednesday through Monday next week, because there's another special and the one after that. That's a lot of stuff. Karis, you may no longer be the busiest person on this channel.
That's what I was
It's
thinking.
just occurred to me that might no longer be the case. I don't want to look at that list anymore. Let's end so I don't have to think about it. Good night, everybody. And until next time, please, 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 please continue to and be nice to each other. Good night.